I know I said I wasn't talking about it anymore, but guess who's back? Back again. Turning Point USA has extended an invite to Candace Owens to attend an in-person conversation over the things that they call that Candace has said lies regarding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, as you see from this right here, this is their views. Turning Point USA, the Charlie Kirk show. This is how many views they get off these videos versus the normal few thousand. They have been getting hundreds of thousands of views talking about Candace and her conspiracies versus the few thousand they get on other topics. That baffles me. It's just interesting. Now, let's give a little backstory of how we got to where we are now. Candace Owens previously worked at Turning Point USA and shared a close friendship with Charlie Kirk. Insiders close to Charlie have said Charlie and Candace have not been close for quite some time. But fast forward to Charlie's assassination. Candace immediately took to social media and her podcast and posted some questions that she later claimed herself were conspiracy theories. One being, what if Turning Point USA was in financial troubles, so to say, and something had to happen before the truth came out? Then we went to Egyptian military planes tracking ERIKA KIRK, Charlie's wife, for many years prior to the assassination. The infamous guys in the maroon shirts having something to do with the assassination or affiliated with the military. Candace brought up how it was strange about everybody had on maroon shirts and all these things. Candace lost me, honestly, at the French military having a hit out on her because I said, well, look, they could just pull the plug on her social media because that's where she's prominent. That's where she makes her big bucks, which, by the way, let me give you just a little tea here that has nothing to do with it. But Candace Owens, reportedly, as of 2025, is worth $5 million. That is strictly from social media posts, podcasts, appearances, a book, or a couple of books. I don't know. I mean, she makes her money talking on the media. She is like a media sensation because of the shock value behind her and the things she says and the controversy that she brings. That's how she makes her coins. So we have to keep that in mind when you listen to somebody. You know, it's like the little boy who cried wolf. Kinda. That's just the way I see it. Because some people do and say things for attention, you know. It's just like, okay, is this just another scream for attention? Because she does seem to like everything being about her. She loved to talk about The Game has a new rap song out about me. It's called The Assassination of Candace Owens. And then when he was interviewed, he really does not like her. And he said it's just a play on words. I mean, that's what rappers do. So, yeah. She just seems to think very highly of herself, in my opinion. Now, back to the topic of the Charlie Kirk assassination. I will admit it's very strange this moment went so viral. Then we have heard absolutely crickets from law enforcement since. But wait, this just in, breaking news. As of today, Monday, December 8th, Kash Patel has interviewed that has now gone viral and has responded to the situation. So let's get into the questions, shall we? Kash Patel sat down with Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly asked, do you believe that Tyler Robinson is the man who killed Charlie Kirk? Patel, yes. Megyn Kelly, do you believe any foreign government had a role in his assassination? Patel, at this time, the FBI doesn't have any credible information to connect any foreign governments to it. Megyn Kelly, do you have any credible reason to believe that anyone connected with the Turning Point organization had anything to do with Charlie's death? Kash Patel responds, 0. Megyn Kelly then asked, do you believe Candace Owens received a credible death threat from the French, or that the French had something potentially to do with Charlie's death? Kash Patel, any American that receives a death threat from overseas or anywhere in America is going to be fully investigated. We are just looking at everything that comes in. We're not going to reject any piece of information. If someone feels that their life is being threatened, we are, of course, looking at it. Megyn Kelly, do you have any reason to believe that the text exchange was not real between Tyler Robinson and Lance Twiggs? Kash Patel, we present that information to the prosecutors to make the determination based on the evidence we have, so whether or not they were real, I don't believe the prosecutors in the state of Utah would be using any piece of information or evidence that was not credible. When Turning Point USA extended the recent invite to Candace, they stated it was ERIKA KIRK's idea. Candace's response was asking if ERIKA would be there. Candace said she would love to bring documents to present and ask them questions to get some clear answers instead of her, spreading conspiracies. She did say, she requested that they at least give her 2 dates to choose from so her husband could be there, because she said the date that they literally give on a live that she already had plans. Her husband's going out of the country for things. So she said her husband has to be there because, I guess for those wondering, Candace's husband is also part of her team. And I did find an article kind of giving a brief rundown of who Candace Owens' husband is for those who did not know. According to Primetimer.com, everything to know about Candace Owens' husband, George Farmer, as she says he's forbade her from attending the Turning Point USA show in Phoenix. Candace Owens shared in her latest live stream that her husband, George, told her not to attend the Phoenix show on December 15th. For the unversed, Candace has been theorizing on the death of her friend Charlie for the past few months. George Farmer is a British entrepreneur. He was the CEO of the social media app Parler and previously worked for the UK branch of Turning Point USA. Interesting. So they both worked for Turning Point. His father, Lord Michael Farmer, is a member of the House of Lords. Bougie. The upper house of the United Kingdom's Parliament. George's father is also the founder of Metal and Commodity Company Ltd. Well, Candace must have some pull over there, because if he's a lord, that's her daddy-in-law. A lord? Wow. Candace Owens claimed the right-wing organization allegedly played a role in Charlie's assassination on September 10th and said they betrayed Charlie. Okay, well, that's just how I wish she did. Let's get back into her husband. I love it. It says more details on her husband. According to various reports, the couple met over dinner in London in December 2018. At the time, George worked at the UK branch of Turning Point USA. They quickly fell in love. And 17 days after their first meeting, Farmer asked Candace to marry him via FaceTime. 17 days, that's less than 3 weeks. And on a FaceTime? Clutching my pearls. Candace accepted the proposal. Of course she did. His daddy is a lord. Lord have mercy. I got to pause reading this because I've got to get my snacks out. I've got to get my coffee ready because this is some juicy stuff right here, y'all. Did y'all know Candace Owens' daddy-in-law was a lord? Lord have mercy. I didn't even know this. Bougie. Woo. I knew she was bougie, but child, this is taking it to a whole nother level. Royalty bougie. Goes on to say, however, she announced her engagement in February of 2019. In the show Pints with Aquinas in 2022, she shared that people did not take it seriously and thought the quick engagement was a joke. The couple got married in August 2019 at the Trump Winery in Virginia. Also bougie. Candace Owens had 4 children with her husband, 3 sons, and 1 daughter. Okay, well, that gives us a little rundown of Lord George here. Well, now his daddy's a lord. All right, well, he's still bougie to me, I guess. Is ERIKA going to respond to this? That is my next question. I'm wondering. I kind of don't see it, but I kind of seeing her doing it to attempt to shut Candace up. Because, I mean, it's just a lot of spotlight on Candace regarding the Charlie Kirk assassination. Like, you see where I showed you. The Charlie Kirk show is not getting any views unless they talk about Candace. Candace is getting millions of views. The Charlie Kirk podcast, allegedly the views have plummeted in the past couple of months. Candace Owens' podcast has been soaring. She has been making a lot of money off talking about the assassination. So, I don't know. But I would love to know what you're thinking about all this, so be sure you comment your thoughts and opinions below. Ironically enough, Turning Point USA has their first meeting for the Northeast Mississippi chapter coming up here soon around the area. I'm thinking about attending just to see what they talk about. But yeah, don't forget to like and share this video. Also, subscribe to my channel. I'm back following this situation, so let's talk about it. I love you for watching. I'll see you in my next video or in the comments below.